Hi guys, we're at the end of week 22, yep, on 150 of sertraline to treat MDDS/PPPD, chronic dizziness, neural circuit dizziness, whatever you want to call it, and PTSD. I'm so sorry for the late update. I have been extremely lazy this weekend, been very tired. I think that's a combination of things. I'm not ill or anything, I'm fine, but my vision's been particularly bad at the moment, but the dizziness is low, very low. So I'm thinking that it's a symptom drift, and that I'm more fatigued. But I know what it is. Just any little thing that comes up, I'm just not giving it attention. It's just like whatever. But when my vision's bad, it is quite difficult. I just think, oh, okay, I need to rest my eyes a bit, because you can't really push through that. I did a very, very long shift on Friday, so I didn't sleep very well Thursday night. I had to be up at 4:45 in the morning to open up the office at 6, and I worked straight through till 5 o'clock. And I think, and that was on about 5 hours sleep. So I think that this weekend I've just been playing catch up from that. However, I've had a proper lazy one. I've been sleeping like, I went to bed at 10 o'clock last night, woke up about 9:30 this morning. And it was the same the night before. I think it was even earlier. I think I went to bed at 9:30. I'm just sleeping and sleeping. I just feel very tired, but that's a good sign. I'm not panicking about that because that's a sign of the nervous system regulating. So I'm aware that I'm yawning more as well, and that is another sign of regulation. So hopefully things are going to start improving. I'm not having any expectations, but I have been, a lot better about things of late. So yeah, and actually, the other day, a friend of mine that I used to work with, he's in his 60s now and retired, but he's a retired firefighter. We spoke the other day, and he said, have you still got this dizziness? And I said, yes. And he said, how long's that been now? I said, nearly 3 years. And he said, yeah. He said, and that was after the vaccine, was it? I said, yeah. So we're talking about that. And he said, you know what, a friend of mine, I'd really like you to talk to him, if you wouldn't mind. He's another firefighter, my age, blah, 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 blah. And he keeps putting it down to the vaccine as well. Anyway, so I said I agreed to talk to this guy. He's a 65-year-old firefighter, retired firefighter, that still trains, it works for a company that trains the fire service on policy, procedure, that sort of thing. But he has a background of PTSD, obviously, he's a firefighter. He lost his mum 18 months ago, and he's developed chronic fatigue. And he said, I'm going to hospitals, I'm not getting any answer, and I keep doing blood work, and I've had MRIs, and it's just like, oh my God, the more people I speak to about this, because I'm not shy about, if someone says, how are you, unless it's someone that I barely know, unless someone says, how are you, I go, well, actually, I've not been that great, and tell them why. Because I think it's important, because the more people I speak to, the more I'm aware of how common this is. Not just dizziness, but chronic fatigue, chronic pain, chronic symptoms, with people just sort of saying to me that they're waking up in the morning and it's like Groundhog Day. We're so not alone, but the difference is that we have managed to navigate our way, thanks to the internet, through getting a self-diagnosis, I think, because I never got diagnosed by anybody. I didn't. I self-diagnosed because as soon as I saw this particular video on YouTube with someone that listed my symptoms exactly, I knew that that was what it was. And I told my doctor that, and then they confirmed it. So the amount of people that have chronic conditions and really believe there's something seriously wrong with them, and they don't understand the mind-body concept. So by the time I spoke to him for about an hour, And I signposted him and showed him some recovery videos and, you know, gave him information about John Sarno and the work he's done. And, you know, he had all the personality traits, the same as me as well, could never slow down. Everything's always like a million miles an hour. Sorry, I've got cat hair on my eyes. I've just been cuddling my cat and she's molting. You know, all the same characteristics as me, perfectionist, people-pleasing, can never slow down, has a history of PTSD. It's just mad. And he's at his wit's end. So he felt a lot better after talking to me. And even with this, I mean, I know it was the vaccine that triggered this in me, but my past experiences had already paved the way for my nervous system, my stress bucket to be just completely full. So that was the thing that tipped it over the edge, and I'm aware of that. But it was still vaccine induced. So when I made an application for vaccine damage, they rejected it. I was like, that's fair enough. I expected them to. I then joined a patient group, well, not a patient group, sorry, a support group on Facebook, which I would never do for PPPD, never in a million years. But it's for COVID vaccine injured people that are experiencing chronic symptoms. And yeah, so I joined that group because I feel it's strength in numbers, and they have somebody acting on their behalf, like illegally. So I've put my statement in, and I've given consent to be heard at the COVID-19 inquiry. Anyway, that's another thing. But this Facebook group, the notifications I get and the things I see, I'm reading the symptoms and I'm just like, oh my God, you've just got a mind-body disorder, or you've just got really bad health anxiety. And I can't say anything. But there's people that genuinely have, like, you know, like I developed BPPV, which is a physical thing. That was physical damage to my inner ear. Hence why I'm claiming for damage. But there's some people that have got myocarditis, so it's like inflammation around the heart and all these kind of things. But the amount of people that clearly just have chronic fatigue and they're calling it long COVID, or, you know, it's staggering. And I'm so grateful that I have the knowledge and everything to know what's happening. Otherwise I'd just be like them. And I don't feel like I'm in a position, because I'm not 100% better, I don't feel like I'm in a position to be, you know, calling out these people and just saying, look, it's just this. Because I know how offensive that can be to people, just hearing, oh, it's just anxiety, or, you know, it's not anxiety, clearly, but it is stress related, it is nervous system related. But they're just constantly looking for a physical explanation, you know? So I found that quite, you know, startling, actually. Anyway, this last week, yeah, as I say, I've been pretty tired, but I'm feeling like the medication's starting to do a bit more. I've been having the night sweats again. I've no idea why. I don't know if that's a hormonal thing, possibly. I'm still on the HRT, but I'm on the last leg of it now, because they put me on a trial for 3 months. So I'm actually going for a blood test this afternoon, just to check my levels and everything, and go from there and decide whether to continue on with it. And I'm going to a, what do they call them? Not a herbalist, a homeopath. I'm going to a homeopathic doctor tomorrow with my friend, it's more for dietary purposes than anything else, to make sure that I'm getting the right nutrition. They've got something called a bioresonance machine that you can sit in. It tells you if you're allergic to something or intolerant to something. Sorry, my hands are shaking. Sorry about that. Hang on. So I'm going there with her. I've made plans for the rest of the week. I'm focusing more on my creative stuff. It's my last week at work this week. I just don't feel like I'm in the right place to be able to handle doing that. So I'm glad I tried. I'm not, I don't think I'm making the wrong decision at all. I think that I need to go back to what I was doing before, something I enjoyed, and just taking it slowly, easing myself back in, because it's just, I mean, it's a job that I could do before, but I don't want to do again. And I don't have the patience to or the capacity to deal with the kind of stress that's involved in dealing with the people. I can prove to myself that I can deal with pressure. I'll give you an example of the difference. Okay, so I work at a train station, and one of the trains went down. There was problems with the overhead wires, and this is a mainline train that goes from London, Liverpool Street to Stansted Airport, and so a London station to a London airport. It's an extremely busy line, and the trains went down, and pretty much everyone off the train just came up to my taxi office and wanted a taxi to take them to the airport. And I'm not joking, there was about 100 people there. And I had to organise everybody in groups. Everyone was impatient, everyone was panicking. There's me in my state doing that, arranging for drivers to come down, take groups of 4 or groups of 6 or groups of 8 in convoy. And that's something that I'm really good at. I deal really well under pressure. So I can think clearly and quickly and calmly under pressure. So that wasn't the issue. The issue is when I get confronted by a driver, or if there's any aggression or that kind of thing, it just tips me over the edge. It's the emotional element of it that I struggle with. So I thought it was quite eye-opening. I mean, all the drivers and the customers were so grateful because I managed it flawlessly, absolutely flawlessly. But it wasn't that stressed me out. It was something trivial that was said to me a day later. And I just can't, I need to be working in a nice environment at the moment until, my window of tolerance has got bigger, basically. Anyway, so yes, Friday's the last day. I'm going to see what this week brings. I cannot wait for better weather. It is grim out there. But I am trying my best to use the massager as little as possible. I'm sat now without one on. I've got one behind my back, but it's not on. It's turned itself off. See? So I'm just sitting here as long as I can. I'm just going to do a bit more and more each day. At the moment, the dominant symptom is the vision is very, very strained. But hey ho, that's okay. So how are you guys doing? I probably sound quite relaxed as well. I'm just sometimes you feel like you've had too much sleep. I've got no makeup on, for God's sake. When do you ever see me without my lashes on? Anyway, I hope you're all doing all right. And if you're not, reach out. And I'll see you on Sunday. Bye.